Good evening and welcome. Green light, green light. As you heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen. It is green light, green light. On tonight's official coverage of Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge. Obviously, once again, brought to you live by Matchfit Entertainment, as always on a Thursday night. And tonight we are, all the ASR boys and ourselves are here at Silverstone for round 3 in said challenge. Thank you, viewers, for joining in once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Davo. I nearly forgot. And right by my side, as always, J-Man. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, evening, Davo. Evening, viewers. As Davo said, welcome to round 3 here in the Asrnz 2026 GT3 World Challenge. Tonight, Silverstone greets us and awaits the drivers to lay down their finest. Fantastic circuit, 18 turns, 5.8 kilometres. A lot of laps being laid here over a long period of time. I don't know that there'd be a driver in this field that wouldn't be all too familiar with every single part of this racetrack. It is one of the favourites of many on the calendar, and tonight will be awesome. Obviously, format tonight, we do have this qualifying session. It is a quick fire session because it is very much at one and done, and with the lap length that it is, I would expect everyone will be just racing out there to try and get that done. So track cuts are a factor here at Silverstone. Obviously, we know turn 1 is always a potential issue around track limits. So obviously, as they tip it in through cops, they can float out wide. Also, we know how easy it is to run deep on the exit of Stowe. So just, the drivers have to be conscious of that. It is a one-lap qualifying situation here and then done. So very much a top 15 shootout we're looking at right now, Davo, and we'll back that up pretty quickly with the sprint race. And that sprint race is a 20-minute race, mandatory pit stop, minimum 25-second fuel dump in both races. So you heard it right. And when we do roll to the feature race, it'll be a quick intermission as they set the grid on the finishing order from the sprint race, and then they go again for what is a 50-minute race. And this has proved to be a pretty magical number for the Asrnz team around fuel and tyre wear, with still obviously having that CPS in there for the 25-second fuel dump. And it is very much a, do you take a tyre, do you not take a tyre? We know that it adds 5 seconds. We've seen the guys sharpen up the pit stops of late, Davo. They are getting close to that 25. We've seen 26-second stops. We've seen 32-second stops with them taking fuel and a tyre. So that they're really sharpening up as we approach, obviously, round 3. So out there at the moment, I think Steve Rees was the first car out on circuit, I believe.
So. Yep.
And he has just come... I'm just trying to pick up where he just come out of Aintree. He's on his way down the Wellington Straight, heading towards Brooklands for his one and only hot lap here as he tips it into Brooklands. Got to navigate the right hand at Luffield and out of Woodcote to run this lap. Famous circuit here. We love calling this place, Davo, because I guess we're kind of familiar.
Yeah, it's true that, J-Man. And like you mentioned, there's probably not too many people that have, if any, that have not driven this track. Liam Cohen just sneaking across behind Steve and pipping him for the first. I think Faraday in third there as well. So the top 3, pretty much the top 3, I would suspect. Here already, J-Man, although do not rule out Ashdyle, obviously.
Damo Icarus has been a solid performer during this series so far. He's looked super quick in the Lexus. So we'll see what that looks like for him. But as you mentioned, Ash Style and there, Jake McCallum, former season champ, and the 117 Lexus gets in there as well. So there you go, Damon Icarus just slots just behind it. McCallum in 5th, Ash Style, Aaron Enright, Damien Jones, Nev Shields, Wilton still on a lap. Where does that set? Okay, he's finished.
Melly puts the car on the McLaren on 7, which is not a bad effort. Perkins still circulating, as is Danny Kim. Only 20 odd seconds left in this qualifying. They will get a little bit of a down. That'll allow them to finish this lap. Lee Perkins just rounding that long, sweeping right on to the start finish straight. J-Man in that mad looking Dado there.
Yeah, and he goes P7. Yeah, he looked nice and quick in the official practice session, and Danny Kim brings it back into pit lane. Maybe knew that he got out just a touch too late. So good to see him on the grid, though. We know how much pace Danny Kim's got when he winds that Ferrari up. So cool stuff. Well done to Liam Curran. Banks a very, very quick 58.130 in there to take that top spot over Steve Rees. But it's going to be a battle.
It will be a battle. The season is only just getting started, though, J-Man. Here we are, round 3 at Silverstone. As you can see on the calendar there, plenty yet to come with Imola, Catalunya, Misano, Bathurst, Suzuka, Kyalami, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, and Kota, all yet to come in that calendar. So the boys will be travelling around the world a little bit there for that. That is awesome. Good field out here, actually, too, tonight. J-Man, 16 cars on the grid. Good mix of make of car as the boys just get themselves set on to the... Oh, we could go to... Just quickly look at the points there. Frodo leading the championship over Steve Rees at the moment with a sort of fairly healthy gap. Geordie Moss in 3rd position, not here tonight, which will give Steve Melling a little bit of a points gain. Then Cohen, McKellar, Perkins, Icarus, Jones and Baker rounding out the top 10 there, Jay.
Yeah. So Baker still just probably dialing up that new machine of his. Good to see Danny kick back. Nev Shields away. Greeny, Turner, Jensen and co. All of them that I'm looking there missing out, apart from Enright, obviously, Wilton, Dial, and Pham and Simpson not there, which is a real shame because I feel like Simo would probably go pretty well here, and we know how quick Pham is.
Definitely, and obviously, like you mentioned, Wally Baker probably just getting his head around that new rig. But
I wonder if he's been ejected a couple of times yet. We must ask him, Dave.
It does have seatbelt tensioners, J-Man. Of course,
you'd have to.
Yes. Plenty going on there, and there's definitely some safety equipment involved in such a thing. So. Awesome stuff. First race by the 20-minute heat race, basically, or sprint race at the beginning. Quick compulsory pit stop thrown in just to shake it up as well, and then into the main game for a 50-minute straight.
Yeah, correct.
Just enough to test him, isn't it, like you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, it turns out it's a stroke of genius, really, around the numbers. I think, and even, we talk about that 50 minutes with, obviously the fuel and the tyre issue and seeing how they play that. But also coming back to this heat race, Davo, I think it's very unique in the respect that somebody like Danny Kim that would have expected to qualify a lot further up, look for him to maybe stop very, very early for his compulsory pit stop and see if he can work his magic on his lap times to place himself further up the field before that 20-minute timer runs out.
Particularly in this short race too, in this heat race, like you're saying.
Yep.
Cam was on Wilton playing up. I think he was just cooling. He might have got a little bit too much temper in those tyres there, just getting out on the grass there to just cool that stuff off.
Yeah, Thomas off the tracks again. No
Yes.
surprises.
No surprise. As the rest of the field, well, a little bit too early yet. A very long formation lap here.
Yeah, not entirely convinced that the calibre of these drivers need a full formation. I
Probably
reckon these
not.
boys could do it with a short one, and that'd add a little bit of spice to it. However,
here we are, J-Man, Curran,
evening, Isaac.
and Reese sharing the front row here. Liam Curran topping the leaderboard. They're in
Tick.
qualifying, and Reese in a second. Followed Jake McKellar, Icarus, Melling, Perkins, Dial, Enright and Green running at the top 10, J-Man.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, just elaborating on that. It's a shame we couldn't have a mod we could put in the game where we have the driver photos on top of the car as they're coming around on this formation lap. Reminds me a bit of a parade lap at Bathurst. But anyway, gridded up now, side by side, ready for this race start. It will be all action for this 20, and I'm fascinated to see whether the number 6 Porsche can stick with the Mercedes. Liam Curran's so much pace at the moment. Obviously did not start either race last week, so he's got some ground to make up in the championship, and I think he'll look to do so tonight, Davo.
Well, time will tell as the boys are all gridded up and ready to go. Just about to hit the greens on round 3 here at Silverstone in the Asrnz World Challenge GT3 series. And there you go, Curran, a little bit of punch off the line there from Mercedes. Gets it sorted. I've got a funny feeling Reese can't stay in touch. I'm sure he's going to have plenty on his hands. With the likes of Shane Frodo, Shane very wide there, J-Man.
But even wider as Ash Dial through Beckett's.
And now off, so I'm sure Shane will be well aware that Icarus will be looking to make some gains there, so tucked up in behind the Lamborghini.
Jake McKellar. The Red Bull Visa. I guess the Red Bull, the Racing Bulls livery on the Lexus there, so plenty of support for Liam Lawson, I would imagine. It's a great opening.
Good clean start,
opening part of the lap. Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Phil Turner with an incident there, but. And Danny Kim and Uncle Joe made contact, and sure where that was. Okay, it was down at the loop before Aintree, and looked awkward.
It doesn't look much on paper. But this version of Silverstone.
Here we go. Steve Reese in the lane, Davo. We talked about drivers opting to take to the pit lane very early, and we can tell you now that Steve Reese and Lee Perkins are two of the very early stoppers. Be interested to see, does Danny Kim go? No, he stays out. So I'll give you a read on how efficient they are in their Davo, because that'll mean something a little later on when the likes of Frodo and Liam Curran, Lucy Goosey come in. But I think this is a good option in the sprint race for sure. Not so sure about the feature. I know that we'll see too many people going too early, but this is a great option in my opinion. if you are maybe in traffic, maybe the pressures weren't quite set right, we just want to get out there and bank some clean laps and fresh air. I think this is a good option. 27 seconds apiece for those boys, so pretty healthy stop.
So
Good
Liam
for Lee
Curran-
too, because
Yes, definitely.
just Perko, he's got the carrot now of Steve Reese, so it'd be interested to see how long he can hang on to that. But Curran now, as you mentioned, Davo, 1.1 seconds or 1 second.
Yeah. Leading the way after a couple of laps there, J-Man Prado in tow, as is McKellar in the third position, so nice work from McKellar.
Yeah, Danny Kim on the back of Steve Wilk now, so talks about Kim not getting that qualifying lap in, but man, he's got some pace on board and starting to hunt down the back. Steve Wilton here.
Kim's car damaged.
Yeah, that would have been that contact as Farmer pulls in to the lane, does he? Yes, he does. The contact with Uncle Joe a little earlier, so front end of that car won't be in perfect order for him.
Way committed. Good lane there.
Oh, was that Farmer? Is there a penalty coming?
I don't know. You watch this stuff closer than I do, but
Okay.
definitely committed under brakes.
Let me have a look.
Up the front, the boys continue to battle. Shane chasing Liam in the Merc, but it's what's going on behind actually. It's between the couple of little taxis here, a couple of Toyotas. Jake McKellar, Damo, Icarus, in the 117 car, going at it, J-Man. These guys obviously we're running the same make of cars here, but very equally paced too, mind you. There you go. There is the stop go.
Oh dear. And it was a 32-second stop, so I just wonder whether he hadn't unchecked the tyres on that one, but that goes from bad to worse for Farmer on that one, and unfortunately for him as well, finishing order of race 1 sets the grid for race 2, so it makes for a pretty long light if you get it wrong in the first one. However, you mentioned Icarus and McKellar. That's a good battle forming. Danny Kim is going to invite himself to a party with Ash Dial and Darren Green shortly as well. So he's moving forward nicely, Danny Kim. Around about 0.6 of a second faster than both the guys in front of him. So hence why he's moving forward. What was going on there? Aaron Enright to the lane, and yep.
Both looking fairly conservative on the entries as well. Unlike young Steve Wilton. You'll love that. Yes.
So Liam out front doing the business, Davo. He's in there at the moment on a 158.3. So you'd expect him at qualifying pace. The car's relatively light, fueled only for what will be a 20-minute race. Even probably, as he's got a minimum 25-second fuel dump. So probably the car likely only fueled for around about, maybe at the maximum, a 3/4 stint or something like that. After 3/4 stint with a 25-second dump. So the car is looking super speedy. However, Steve Rees, though, made that early stop, 58.1 now. So that is full bore qualifying pace. So as he's come out the pits and he had Lee Perkins in tow, he has wound this thing up. We talked about the importance of making the most of fresh air, and he is doing that. So that was 10th and a half quicker than his competition, Liam Curran, and Yeah, look, it bodes well for the fight, which will be Assetto, Curran, and Reese, I believe, towards the back end. Not taking anything away from Jake McKellar, who's only 1.3 seconds off the back of that Assetto fight with Damo Icarus in tow as well. So hard to factor those guys out should they come in and
Yes.
do something special like a 26-second stop or something like that. The other boys maybe a 27, 28, something like that. We're talking about the smallest of margins up the top there. I think the only one in the safe zone at the moment is Liam Curran, and even that's only 2.2 seconds. So
it's not a big safe zone at all, J-Man, and you don't have to look too far back there. You can see the car of Melling just lurking in the background there in the Castrol 713 car. So definitely not out of that race yet, but a lot of moving parts still here. Second, third, and fourth. So Shane will want to keep himself in front of that duo behind him, because these guys, they're not close enough to be racing each other yet at the moment, J-Man. But damn, they're covering some ground pretty quickly because of it. So yeah, just watch that space.
Yeah,
you see them all in camera shot there right now.
Yeah, all of them, all in the same shot. And you look a little further back and you can see, as you mentioned, Steve Melling, he's around 4.5 seconds behind those guys, 8.7 seconds off the lead of this race. So that is what it is, as we see Steve Wilton clear that stop go. Aaron Enright did come out with a 27-second stop, and he came out behind Lee Perkins. So good job there for Lee. It's a nice early stop, worked well, but man, I'm pretty fixated at the moment on that battle of Icarus and McKellar, and also Uncle Joe and Phil Turner. So that's a recovering Phil Turner and also a recovering Uncle Joe from obviously what was a little bit of an incident through, I think it may have been, like I mentioned, down at Aintree or the loop somewhere down there. So was looking at this car in the pit lane earlier in the night, and fantastically presented again. Once again, Uncle Joe's cars always look spectacular. A former Best Paint Award winner, and
Definitely
does look really cool. Hey Maddie, hey, yeah, go Jakey. He is in a good fight at the moment, mates, and
Icarus
did a great
in
job.
the pits, J-Man.
Yes. Phil Turner also in the lane. It's going to be interesting to see just the margin between Rees and Icarus as Rees comes into turn one now. Icarus off the jacks, on the throttle, out of the control zone. Lee Perkins going to be a lot closer than I thought to Icarus, as he ranges up on him as they head into Maggots and Beckett's. So McKellar really does have to bank. Yeah, always. McKellar really does have to bank some good laps now and look for that overcut situation based on the fact that Icarus came in, or does he come in this lap to try and counteract it, or maybe run a little longer with those guys. He can see up ahead of him. He can see Shane Asrnz. He can see Liam Curran. Actually, Asrnz's keeping Curran in check here.
Yeah, look, I'd say the same thing about McKellar.
Here's Asrnz.
Keeping Shane in check as well. So the gap has stayed fairly solid, pretty much from like about the second lap or so. These guys haven't really gone anywhere. Obviously take Icarus out of the equation with the pit stop, but yeah, like I said, a lot is at stake at the top here, and as these pit stops shake out, J-Man, where are we? About 7.5 odd minutes to go in this. Like I said, Shane in the pits.
Oh, and super aggressive on entry, but did pull it up by.
So we need to watch where Reese comes out here. Shane to Reese here. So where
Yep,
is? Let's
100%.
see where Steve is here. Coming
He's
out of
just
that
coming
final
out of.
corner. Oh, gets it all kinds of wrong,
Oh.
J-Man. He knew
Oh.
that was critical, that exit.
Yeah, just too much gas. What was that out of left field? Just gassed it up.
Oh, no.
And
So,
Florido goes.
Rees would have known Shane was in the pits, and this is his time. He'd been pushing so hard. You called it, J-Man. He was making the gains on the track in clear air here. We'll just pick up this replay. It's the slightest. It touches on the gravel there, and the push goes around. Oh my. There's the shake-up right there.
Yeah. And it puts him down to P11. Damien Jones, he'll get a free kick on that one because unfortunately DJ just copped a stop go 30 for hits his pit lane exchange. Shane Fodderday was really efficient, 27.54, so he looks good. And obviously Liam Curran just fires himself down on the lane. I'll watch this entry, see how aggressive this is. He's hard in there. Pulls it up nicely. Nothing lower than 49k an hour, and that stuff's critical as Jake McKellar fires it right behind him.
And McKellar looked like he only just got it. Liam definitely got the car arrested well before the line, maybe half a car length or so, which is a safe. That's safe, isn't it, J-Man? You know, like, but McKellar looked like he might have been a little bit closer, a little bit wriggly. These are critical here, right here. This will determine, well, not only Liam and Jake come out according to Fodderdo, but then Icarus as well, J-Man. McKellar will be very conscious of.
Yeah, Fodderdo and Luftfield at the moment, about to head out of there. Don't do a Steve Rees out of there. Come through Woodcote nice and quick, and then Curran off the jacks.
So Icarus around the final corner here. Curran leaving the pit lane. Looking over the rear wing. McKellar we want to watch out of the... Is that Icarus pass? Where is Icarus?
McKellar's out.
No, he's out. He's got him.
Yeah. And we talked about the magical numbers. Well, he's the only guy on the field so far to do a 26-second on the jacks. And what a time to step up. Jake McKellar does the little 1% things very, very good. And he's just put some margin in there. He bought a second in the pits. He possibly bought a little bit of time pressing on a very good inlet. Talked about him being right on the absolute limit to the 50k buffer down at the control line. It's the little things that count. Fodderdo also did a nice job, but Curran just managed to just do that little bit more. They were equal on the pit stop strategy. However, there is around about a 3-second margin between those guys. And my calculation, it was about 2.1, 2.2 when they came in. So Steve Melling leads the race.
You can see that visually as well, J-Man. That's what that 1 second. Those cars still equally you know, like the gaps are still pretty equal from first to second to third, but it has stretched somewhat. So nice work from both Shane and McKellar there, man. Keeping Liam honest as we see Melling roll through the pit lane with only, what have we got, a little over 3.5 minutes to go. Icarus on his way down the back straight, so he will get that.
Rees now trying to make amends too here. He's looking up, trying to get up the
they've
outside
given
of
him nothing. Nev Shields, just true racer. Right to the end here, J-Man's just like, no blue flag here, brother.
and we saw this at Nürburgring, I think, from Nev. You know, like he was really defensive as well. So he knows where to place the car, and he's done a good job there. And he knows that the clock's ticking. There's only effectively this lap and one more, I would believe, based on where Liam Curran is right now as he heads out. Chapel onto the hanger straight.
Melling out of the pits now as well, J-Man. What did Melling, what sort of numbers did Melling hit in the pit lane
Okay, Melling went 27.54, so pretty standard. Like I said, Jake McKellar at the start in the pit lane tonight in race 1 with a 26.54. So still ended up being the same overall time as the guys. So
Yeah.
Melling has company with Enright too, I might add, after that pit stop, Davo.
He definitely does. I just saw that in the background as the cameras was picking up on Lee Perkins, who has got a very slippery setup in the Datsun tonight. The
Yep.
car's shaking and baking around the back here, and but holding that fifth position. So he's still performing in that car. He likes that car.
Hey, last lap round was nearly as fast as the best lap for Lee Perkins, a 59.410.
Yeah.
Last lap was a 59.412. So nothing short of consistent in the data at the moment. And like, look, he is sitting in the.
Go, man. Are we losing ya, brother?
Leaders on final lap now.
Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We might have lost our wingman there.
No, still here, bud. I'm still here.
We got your back. We got your back.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. So, Liam Cohen on the final lap. As the cameras just stick with this little battle between Shieldsy and Reese. Probably the two closest cars on the track at the moment.
Yeah, very, very good fight.
Give it a little bit of air time to the goose. The goose that is Liam Cohen. Doing a stellar job in a stunning, actually a stunning looking Mercedes-Benz as well there. So nice work from Liam.
Yes.
Smashing
Stunning
it out.
lap time too, Davo, with a 57.9.
No bucking around, right to the end. Shane Fronato holding down Jake McKellar. So this has pretty much not changed for the whole race. Apart from the Reese situation, who ducked in and out and then left the chat.
He's having a go.
Damo Icarus as well.
Yeah,
Do you think
this-
he's got it? Oh, no, we're back on it, J-Man.
Yeah, look, I think right here, I think Village, Luke, Aintree, I think this is the option. We know how the Porsche sits and squats and gets out of these corners, so we're going to find out. Is where is Liam Curran? If I look at my map,
He'll be really running across the line here, J-Man.
yeah, he's just about to cross the line. There he goes, takes the victory
Just finished the race.
over Shane Follow and Jake. Back to this can Shieldsy. He's with a big moment there, pushing really, really hard. And right out the dirty stuff, he
Just couldn't keep that together. So Icarus in fourth, and Lee Perkins in fifth, Steve Melling in the Castrol Cup in sixth, Aaron Enright, Neville Shields. We just had cameras on with Steve Reese in ninth. Greeny bringing the Rothmans Porsche home in the 10 position. Awesome stuff. Nice work, Greeny. Danny Kim, reasonable recovery there. J-Man back to 11th with Ash Dial, Phil Turner, Joe Grimmer, Damien Jones and Steve Wilton rounding out the 16. Cracking race. No bloody surprise. We are at Silverstone here for round 3 in the Asrnz 2026 GT3 World Challenge. And we knew this was coming. This was always on the brief.
yeah, so buckle up. It's going to get busy
Race
again
two.
shortly.
So, quick intermission, ladies and gentlemen, as these boys just get set up for race 2. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is round 2 in this boxing match, which has been, well, I said round 2. It means race 2 for the third round of Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, we just smashed out a 20-minute race here at Silverstone for the first race, and the boys are back on track now as we speak and rolling out for their formation lap, readying for the 50-minute race. This will be friggin' awesome. 20-minute was hectic. The top 3, well, actually it's becoming the top 4 or 5 nearly, as is the talent stacked at the top of this field at the moment. The mid-pack is pretty much the rest of the field after that, and what have we got? We've got 16, so, you know, top 4 or 5, that leaves the rest of the boys there, which is 12 odd cars, still fighting it out amongst themselves. Cameras on. I think that is Steve Wilton's car, who unfortunately again is just getting out and cooling those tyres off. But in the 20-minute race, unfortunately, a little bit of a, you know, infringement in the pit lane entry. Just attracting the attention of the stewards and getting a drive-through penalty. So, not ideal for Mr. Wilton. And he will want to, probably not do that this race. 50 minutes, this one. We did see some very early stops in the first race. Before we saw Liam Curran come across first, Shane Fodeno in second, and Jacob McKellar in third. Damien Igris already showing his intent in behind in the other Toyota, the other Tokyo Taxi in the 222 car. Lee Perkins too, one to watch here. But like I was just alluding to, we did have, I think it was Steve Rees and Lee Perkins both going in very early in the 20-minute race. And in the 20-minute race, you can probably afford to do that. In the 50, probably not. So we will watch this intently, because I think the strategies will be vastly different to race 1. J-Man, my friend, do we have you on board? I don't know. I thought I lost my partner there for a while. He might be back. He might not be. My fingers crossed. But here we are, boys, rolling around in readiness for the 50-minute race 2 here for 15. In readiness for the race 2, 50-minute feature race here in Asrnz's round 3 at Silverstone. Actually, we'll just quickly get the points up there just once again, just so you can have a quick sticky beak, and then you can sort of work out who you should be going for. Look at that shot there, right there, with Fodeno showing intent of, again, nosing that car, that Lamborghini in front of the Mercedes. You got the 2 Lexi in a tow. These 2 twins here, ready to go. And then Perkins and Melling in the background. This is going to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. Just watch this start. Race 2, round 3. Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge. As they roll Liam Curran, and watch the Merc get off the line here. Again, just smashes it. Oh, look at Perko taking I think that was Icarus immediately on one. Good jump from the Nissan, really hopped down the blocks there. Fonato, just nothing for that Merc though. Up the line here, we'll just get out of the back of Curran's car just quick. We're not for long here because there's a lot going on in the background. McKellar looking out the back now at Lee Perkins. Thought he would have looked in the rear view and saw an Icarus, but no, it's Lee Perkins, mind you. Just in behind that is the car of Steve Melling, so great start from Steve-O. Smashing it out. Crazy stuff going on very early. 50-minute race, remembering. We might have had a little bit of a rustle from the mock there. Liam Cohen leading the way there. Shane Fonato in second. Jake McKellar in third. Lee Perkins sneaking past Icarus, which was a little bit of a power move there. Icarus now trying to get that. It looks like he's going to have a crack at McKellar as well. We'll get back to that. Steve Melling, Ash Dial. Now, Ash Dial needs more credit than he gets. Damien Jones and Darren Green.
Yeah, Farmer right in there as well, Davo. He is hunting at the moment. But you mentioned power move from Lee Perkins. I reckon he's got more in the tank as he tries to hunt down the Racing Bulls Lexus of Jake McKellar too, buddy.
Definitely, K-Man. Look, real nice jump on the start. Didn't muck around. Really just got that car down there. And look, really didn't have to force the issue. Had the jump at the start and made it work with pretty much no threat, no risk. So, good move from Perko.
Now Fonato with a lot more intent at the start of this one, David, really searching.
Definitely.
Now on something with Liam Curran here as he looks outside, inside. Looks a whole lot more racier here. We know there's the odd occasion when the incorrect tyres are selected from one race to another, and hopefully that hasn't happened to Liam Curran, but yeah, he's certainly got his hands full at the moment, and that four-way looks to be closing up a little bit, so we'll just monitor the lap time of Liam Curran this lap around. We're going to get a read on it very shortly as they come out.
So,
Woodcote now.
Quite possibly vastly different strategies going into the 50-minute J-Man over the 20. But
yeah, 58.8. 58.6 for Fonato. So Fonato, a couple of tenths quicker that lap, Davo.
And that is a five-way battle, J-Man. It actually does go back to Damo Icarus as well. That is Joe Grimmon's car. You can see there, that is well out of position. And Curran, distracted by it, puts the Mercedes off the track and well. Who
Fonato to the lead.
Fonato pokes the Lamborghini.
Series leader.
Nice work. Just shows you just the slightest distraction coming through the field there. And although very early on, so obviously Uncle Joe's had a little bit of a mischief there in the first lap or two. But yeah, we quite often see this, J-Man, where the boys just getting a little distracted as they kind of weave their way through.
Oh, they are
That lap
absolutely
traffic.
out of track through that part of the racetrack.
Totally. And look how solid the bloody Lamborghini looks in front of those hands at the moment. Really has upped his game in the last 18 months, Jamie. We called him all last year, and you can see the progress through the year. He's rolled into 2026. He's just like, bring it on. Let's do it. Let's just pick it up from where we left off. And there you go, in front of Liam Cohen. Wow, no mean feat. Cohen has a big dive.
Yeah, deep under brakes there. He's got to be careful here, Liam, because
oh, well, he's
the Racing Bulls are behind him. Well, one of them anyway, Jake McKellar.
Just watch those three. Those three are trouble. I can... McKellar, Lee Perkins, and Icarus there, J-Man. Plenty going on in the background.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, no, good to see Slambo, obviously the given online name there, reunited with the Lamborghini. He's tried a couple of different manufacturers over the time that we've broadcast him, and he does look super comfy when he's back in that Lamborghini, Davo.
Yes. Got nothing else, but just to say yes. Yes, does.
Yeah. It's like the full stop on that one, buddy.
Yeah. Damien Jones on the back of Ash Dial in one of the only other Lexus maybe on the track here. And Dial really deep trying to counter it. Nearly throws himself off the circuit there. So Jones with some pace. Dial feels threatened, clearly, with that late dip in.
Yeah, you're right there too. Just touching on Ash Vediger's comment there, Farmer up to 9th from 15th. So good charge from Thomas, keeping it on the tracks, and he's got good battle going on ahead of him. Damien Jones and Ash Dial engaged in a good battle too. So.
Well, Farmer's that next one behind, and we will throw cameras on him, but he did drift it. As soon as I put the camera on, he drifted it all the way around the right-hander. Look, so I'm not going to stick with this too long. I don't want to put the curse on him. But, yeah, he's got some work to do, and definitely up for it by the looks of it. Look, why not? Let's just get a little bit of wheel work out of Farmer's car there as the two Porsches. Oh, no, it's not the Porsche. The Porsche and the Lexi, the Toyota go at it. There, and g'day Ash Vediger, and g'day everybody that's tuned in tonight. Remember to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe, but definitely hit the thumbs up for us, guys, and it helps support not only Matchfit but Asrnz in doing so. So g'day Ash, Matty, Wally. Why aren't you on this grid, Wally? Come on, bro.
Oh, it's super sideways. Sorry for the cut in there, Davo, but that is going to really give Damo something to think about. That is Damo as in Damien Jones there in the Porsche.
Jones had to get off the throttle there, not to tag the back of the Lexus there. While Dial was losing it there. We just picked it up on a quick, snippy replay there. But yeah, nice work from Jones there, actually, to avoid that. Both those cars could have been around very quickly, J-Man.
Yeah, that ain't over. That ain't over by any stretch, as Damien Jones just looks to have a little bit more car balance early in the piece. Obviously, lap 8 of 16 here predicted. Gotta be more than that. Sorry, he's 8th. Sorry. I was just looking at some other numbers. I got a little confused there. Sorry. Oh, Dial once again. Just losing the rear end of the Lexus, mate. So, rear end balance not at the best at the moment for that car.
That was side by side through the kink there. Dial choosing to leave the track, to leave enough space. But here we go, Jones on the inside. It doesn't get much better. These guys
gets it done.
Cracking on with it.
There's a magpie in the background. He sees shiny stuff. That's Steve Wilton, and he's going to have a crack
here
at
we
this.
go. There it is.
brilliant stuff. Wilton 15th for 8th already in 9 laps. How many laps have we completed now? 5 laps, sorry. Liam Curran still hovering around that 8 to 9 tenths too, Davo. So Fotto, albeit you mentioned with the catalyst was going around Uncle Joe, a little bit of an off track, and that gave Fotto the opportunity, but he had all sorts of pace going in there and does have the fastest lap of the race at the moment on a 58.2. So
yes. So look, definitely a lot less aggressive attitude in Curran's driving in the early stages of this 50-minute race, J-Man. He's obviously let that go to Fotto, doesn't he? Just relax a little bit.
look after the tyre.
Exactly. So he's thinking on the run, adjusting the strategy accordingly. He can just sit here. He's just going to keep McKellar and Perkins and Icarus, mind you, at bay. And he's got this. And talking about McKellar and Perkins. Oh, Perko! I put the camera on him. He nearly flips. I'm going to get it. We'll see if we can get a replay of this. He just totally drifts the R35 in. Wrong class of racing.
Did a nice job gathering it up and picking it up.
You know how easily that can just turn pear-shaped, Jamie, you know, as well as I do. So nice work from Perko. He's loving that ball. It's pointy, I tell you.
Oh, dial deep again. So he's just really struggling with balance on that car at the moment. We know how quick he can be. But Steve Wilton now, eyes forward for Steve Wilton in the feature race. Had a unfortunate end to his race last week, and probably a little bit of an early shower, and he looks good in this one here. P8 with Damien Jones for 7th in the gun sight. So hopefully he can keep moving forward. Curran up the front, however, starting to close that gap down a little bit, as is Lee Perkins, inspired by the drive from Lee Perkins as well, Davo. Does look really at home in the Datto on ACC at the moment, does Perko. Albeit you're picking up just a little bit sideways here and there.
Well, it just happens.
So Steve Rees, early stop there, Davo. So
yes, Steve Rees, one of the early stoppers, with quite what looks to be. I'm trying to get the camera back on him. J-Man, but you'll probably be able to see for yourself. Bit of damage on the front of the Porsche there. So he's clearly been in a bit of a fight with something. And whether he won that or lost that fight will determine on how damaged that Porsche is. So, look, we saw him do this in race 1.
Ooh,
get an early pit stop and get back out on track. J-Man, what are you looking at?
I was just wondering if we can get a 30 on Liam Curran there. The gap just really blew out by a second there, whether that was something quite dramatic. 1.8 seconds the margin now. Last time I looked it was 0.7, so
quick replay on Curran there as they roll out on. It doesn't look good. He's shaking the car there down the straightaway there. There's no damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no damage on the car. So he hasn't hit anything. We will go back again and just have a quick sticky beat because this is definitely relevant today, man. But we might still miss it here, I think. Yes, so yeah, tricky stuff. Curran in the chase, and look, we did mention we had the points up there earlier. Shane Fotto is actually leading the championship, and Liam Curran definitely a little behind in the points. So his finishing position tonight is critical. But yeah, just looking at the body language and the way Liam's driving that car at the moment, definitely.
Damien Jones.
Back.
Sorry, mate. Damien Jones just ran it wide at Stowe. Sorry if you can still hear me. And Wilton through for 7th. He was closing the gap, but unfortunately just got it wrong down there into Stowe, and Farmer said thank you very much, I will take that one as well.
So the boys picked it up on the replay there, just a bit of a picture of the rears, a little overcorrect, did really well actually, obviously with the tarmac runoff, J-Man, which is awesome around here at Silverstone. These guys do actually get to grab these things up and keep it pointing in the right direction, so awesome stuff. Did allow Wilton to go past, so again another position for Wilton. Nice work.
What's the word, Charlie Byrne? What do you think you make Loosey Goosey's up to? Is he managing a tyre here? Is he not comfortable? I mean, we just saw him chuck it in to Cox there. But yeah, like I'm sure Shane Foddard will be thinking about if he can make 5 seconds. Now that's a big if, right? Because you're racing against Liam Curran. But if he could make 5 seconds before the pit stops, that will cover off a tyre, and he could grab one and negate whatever the threat is. It's currently sitting at real-time data tells me it's 2.3. So double that, and you can whack a tyre on and still be in the fight with a guy. If he doesn't take the tyre, might not have too much to fight with at the end. We saw Liam under immense pressure at the shakedown from Mossy at the back end with a degrading tyre. So
The Merc, it just eats him, doesn't it?
yeah, and look, and he's incredibly quick too. He drives his car very, very flowy and fast, and probably asks a lot of those front tyres because his rolling speed through all the turns is really high. Hence, he generates a very impressive lap time. But just looking now through, Perko still hovering inside that 1.3 second mark to McKellar. Has he got any more fight? That has been such a good show, and they can see Liam Curran as they tip it into each corner. He is just up there. Perkins, for example, is 6.3 seconds off the race lead. He's only 1.1 behind McKellar, who in turn's only 2.8 off the back of Liam Curran. So still plenty in this for the podium. We've seen more than a couple of seconds as Perko likes to get that thing all sorts of sideways. You reckon he's taking a tyre at the pit stop? He might need to.
Look, I trust in Perko's rally experience, to be honest. This is his preferred style of driving, as far as I know, Lee Perkins.
Someone tell him there's no grooves in these tyres though, mate.
But it's just the wrong, he's in the wrong race here. Like, is it the
Yeah, Liam Curran.
And again, drifting it around. So it's not a drift session nor a rally lead, but he persists. And we got to give that guy credit. Jamin, the man.
Yeah, Curran in. I don't reckon he was that comfy with how that car went.
That car, that's not good. And you can see it in the... There's very little attack in Curran. And,
yeah. I reckon he's going for a tyre here because we're plus 30, looking for a 32, and he gets it. So 32 seconds. He was not happy with that tyre. I'll be interested to know whether he maybe went out in the wrong set of tyres because he just didn't look his usual self in that opening stint.
So Curran back out on track as the Goose.
Yeah, so Shano now could effectively, with a tyre change from Liam, Shano could back it down just a notch, maybe look after those tyres because his looks very, very good. And maybe just do the 25 fuel dump and see if he can bring it home. No doubt he will probably be aware of the margins now, maybe. And we're not going to tell you, Shane, but your competition just put a tyre on, buddy, so roll the dice.
Well, yes, not privy to all of the data, but we do know these guys do monitor what's going on, obviously, gap and pit stops and the like, as we saw Steve Reese at a really critical time in the first race there, J-Man. He knew he had to get that power down out of the final corner there to pit Frodo and loop the Porsche. game changer right there. So these guys are well aware of what's going on around them. Look at that trio there, McKellar, Icarus, all in camera shot together. Beautiful as they run through Maggots, Beckett's, and then out. On the back straight there, J-Man.
Yep. They do look very, very good.
These guys driving super solid, however, a little bit loose compared to the two lenses. I think it's just it's a skyline thing, isn't it? I think is that the way you just, maybe that's just the way you drive. I'd love to know, actually.
Well, it appears that way.
Yeah. Jones in the pit. Enright out of the pit.
Yeah, Enright went same lap as Liam Curran, and he also
That's
put a
right.
tyre on that car, as did Damien Jones, all operating in the 32-second stationary bracket. Outside of Uncle Joe was at 56, so not sure what happened there, whether that was potentially some damage that had to get rectified or something. It's got to have that car looking spectacular, because it does look great, the BMW.
Curran with a little wriggle there. Actually, just pick up a replay. We just switched the cameras over to him there, and have a look at that. Well, sideways.
Oh yes.
So clearly, still not happy with the Merc here in race 2, J-Man.
No, just lacking that confidence in the rear at the moment is Liam.
So tough stuff. All
Okay,
good
who's
for
that? Steve
Fotto.
Melling, Steve Wilton in the lane.
Melling and Wilson
Shields.
and Shields.
Yeah.
So Fotto easily a good healthy gap. Jamie, what's he looking at like over McKelly there?
He's got 6.4 now. One would hope that Wilton learnt some lessons out of race 1 with the pit entry, just a little bit more discipline. But this is a battle on pit road, because Steve Melling had track position, and I want to watch the numbers intently. They're separated by a couple of seconds, and this is by way of Steve-O getting in first. So look for Steve-O to get off the jacks first, and we've got to find out whether a tyre option. Yeah, definitely for Melling. So I think tyres really get taken a pounding here tonight. So Steve-O 32, Farmer little snaggy with a, oh, he's still counting 37, 38. Nev Shields is going to get him here.
As is Nev is late
33
as well.
for Nev.
Yes, so there you go.
So Farmer's still there, still counting, and he goes 50 seconds. So
He's
tune
checking the
up the pit crew a
timetable,
little
bro.
bit.
You can't leave until you're allowed to leave. I think
Yeah,
it's
he's
just
still had
co-driver,
passengers
isn't he?
waiting. Yeah. He's got to try and drop the hammer now. Stoke the coal, brother, and you've got some ground to make.
That's terrible. Okay, so look, we'll get a little bit more footage of Liam Curran, but definitely struggling here in the second race for round 3.
Yeah, look at Lee Perkins, kind of fallen away at the back end from this McKellar battle. Maybe it was time, maybe a lap and a half, 2 laps ago for the Perco car, with all that expression session going on, to maybe going, oh, is he still chucking it in there? I mean, he's all about it. He's plenty of flair from the Datto. Pretty to watch. It ain't fast, but it looks good.
It definitely looks good, J-Man, as we just saw us in the pits and up on the jacks. So so these pit stops towards the porty end here will be critical. As where are we? We are nearly exactly halfway, actually, too, as Damo rolls out of the pit lane.
Okay, that is the halfway mark in this race. We can see that Steve Rees just ahead of Steve Melling. I'll just try and get a read. Rees going through with an 8.8. Obviously Melling's on a cycle lap as well, I think. 59.4 is his best. He was through on a 2.56, so obviously on an out lap. So I'd be interested to see if he can cling on the back.
Steve. Yeah.
Steve Rees, yeah, a couple of Steves.
Yeah. And to be honest, Steve, Rees hasn't looked very comfortable tonight either, has he, J-Man? Like, so we got a couple of the guys up the pointy end here in Steve Rees and Liam Curran. It look like they're struggling a little late.
Yeah, I think two different scenarios. I think Liam's dealing with maybe some car balance or tyre pressure issues or something because the car just doesn't look stable. I think Steve Rees.
It's bad luck.
No, I think just overdriving the car a little bit. We saw him on the push lap trying to get Fotto in the sprint race and just asked a little bit too much out of the last two turns, and then even at the back end we saw him doing it when he was chasing Shieldsy. So just maybe just a little bit guilty of overdriving at the moment. He's got plenty of talent. He could probably back it down a 10th and he'll probably go a lot quicker than what he is.
Oh, did he just come off there, actually?
Yes, he has.
He did
yep.
too. Let's just get some eyes on that. Oh, we just missed it, actually. Maybe.
Yeah, so once again, like I say, just really pushing hard in the car.
Oh, he's lucky that was not way worse, as you can just see on the replay there, J-Man. That could have been a whole world of hurt there into that wall on the right-hand side of the track, the circuit there. So, Melling getting past is little consolation, I think, really. So, big save. I think that would have been a buckering right with that one.
Dana's a little bit whack at the moment.
Green, dial in, Turner in.
Okay, so that is Liam Curran back to second position, yeah? And some 8 seconds off the back of this one. Obviously after McKellar making his stop.
Exactly, yeah.
McKellar so efficient. We talked about him doing that 26-second stop. With the fuel dump in race 1, Davo, he went 31 with the tyre change in that one, so super efficient. But the big news from pit lane, Shane Fotto has rolled the dice. The 8 seconds is certainly helped by way of not taking a tyre. So the Lamborghini going to sprint home from the halfway point in this race on the same set of tyres. So look for those lap times and see whether they start falling off. Last lap time was obviously the in-lap, out-lap at 2:03.
Yeah, absolutely. The other hot news is the pit exit from Davo Icarus just sneaking in front
of Larry
there, and it was on the Maggots Beckett's. There was plenty on, and we're looking over the rear wing now. I think this might still be replay, actually. Just looking over the rear wing there, and Larry just going, "Look, mate, I think that's my position."
Yeah.
And can you just move over? So he's still working on that, I think. He's waiting for a reply. Where's the memo? J-Man, this is going to be tight at the end here for a couple of these positions, I suspect.
Yeah, I reckon it is, and it's going to be fascinating with what was an 8-second gap, and now it's equalised and the car's up to full pace. Shane Fotto 3/10 up on his personal best at the moment of a 58.295, which, if the data's correct, would put him perilously close to an 8.0. The best lap of the race was an 8.2.42 from Liam Curran, 8.295 for Shane Fotto up to this point. The gap's plateaued out at 6.5 seconds at the moment. You will see Liam Curran come around the corner and he'll see Shane tipping it in to the next right-hander.
Yeah, look, Shane definitely got a handle on this race, J-Man. Car looks solid. He has literally not put a foot wrong in the Lamborghini pretty well all night. And look, I know there's still a little under 20 minutes to go. And you can see Curran. You can see
Got
him
the
in the
lights
back.
on.
See
Yeah,
him,
that was the high beams.
Yeah. So, plenty going on for in the mirror for Shane. That's Jake McKelly in the background, Damo and Lee Perkins. So these guys aren't that far apart, really. So, you know, a little track excursion can definitely change their race pretty quickly. Steve Melling, he does have Reese in behind him. Can he deal with that pressure, J-Man?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to ebb and flow because I don't think Steve's that comfortable with the balance of the Porsche at the moment. He needs to be up a couple if he's going to be true to his sim icon there, P4 Steve. However, what is fascinating is what I can tell you is a 59.450 for Shane Fodderdo plays a 58.272 for Liam Curran. There is a lot left in this race. Liam Curran has got a fresh tyre on the car. We questioned the balance even when he came out with that new tyre. He looks hooked up now. And Shane Fodderdo could be on an invoice, really, diminishing returns for what is not taking a tyre. But he's backed his strategy. You've got to give it to the guy. He's going to go out there and see if he can run this thing home. He's got around 18.25 minutes left to run. That gap now, as he comes through the same part of the racetrack that I checked on him last time, and you can visually see, and he'll have reference points throughout the lap just to see where Liam is in the lap, and he'll know that, oh shit, he's a little bit closer this lap.
And so
I've got to get a hurry on.
These guys are literally trying to do qualifying laps is what they got underneath them at the moment, aren't they? Just to maintain those gaps.
Yeah. So at this point here, you know, once again, Goosey got the high beams on. He just lets them know, hey, look, they must look a little brighter to you, Shane, because I'm a little bit closer. And still plenty of time to go in this one. It is a big lap. It is just under a 2-minute lap. So you do the math, 17.5 minutes. These boys will already know what they've got to do to get home. Fodderdo will be looking at the margin every time he crosses the line. And he comes through again with a 59.7. So slower again. Curran comes through with a 58.5, so he's making massive time every lap at the moment. We can see the gap now, 4.6. This was an 8-second margin right at the point of time when they came out of the pit stop. So Shane will know he's in trouble here already. Reese through on Melling, Davo.
Yeah. Somewhere.
And Shields, Danny Kim. Great battle. Lots of damage on the front of the Ferrari.
Actually, we're going to replay of that Melling exchange here. The replay boys have dragged the slider back far enough. And here it is. Melling, a little bit of a slip. Out of the hairpin. Gets the apex right, but the mistake was done.
Sorry, Davo.
Don't apologise.
You might want to hit that replay button on Nev Shield.
Goes past very cleanly, Melling thing for it. So exciting stuff all the way through the field, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, contact between Nev Shields and Danny Kim. Shields ended up being the victim in that one. Just didn't quite go the way he had. The overlap tucked it to the inside, but cue the ACC physics where he was the car on the inside, tagged Danny Kim, and he actually half rotated. Now he's got all sorts of pressure from Aaron Enright now, so it just keeps on getting busy out there. Curran now 3.9 seconds. That gap is just closing meter by meter. It's not even inch by inch now. He is chewing meters out of this racetrack on the way towards mounting a charge here to Fodderdo. And as every lap goes on, it just gets worse for Fodderdo because those tyres aren't going to stop wearing out, Davo. They are going to get worse and worse.
They
Wally
are.
mentioned a little earlier track cuts. Now, we talked about track cuts at the very top end of the stream. Very much a factor. We've seen so many drivers just maybe with a catch oversteer end up well outside the confines of the track limit. So I no doubt that there's a lot of drivers out there that have got at least 2 or 3 to their name strikes, and you start fooling around that number 4 and got to back the lap time down to keep it. And even then, Liam Curran just using every bit of racetrack.
Yeah, and it only just takes that little slip, that little pitch of the rears, and that double take on the steering, and you can be out there. And that track cut can just kill ya. So these guys pushing hard, like we mentioned earlier. They're very well aware of who's around them, the surroundings, the gaps, the timing, who's in the pits, who's not in the pits, where they need to be. The numbers they need to hit, J-Man, to keep that car in front. And that's the critical one. Remembering McKellar just lurking in the background the whole. Let's just get a front shot. Get out of the in-car here so you can clearly see Curran tipping into the left-hander there, out of the in-car shot from McKellar. He can see the boys in front of him. He's in touch.
Yeah. And I can tell you, based on the data, 6 cars out of the 16 cars circulating right now all got a registered track cut last lap.
Why didn't I get that data?
It's J-Man data, mate. It's
J-Man
J-Man.
data.
I can tell you something for free too, mate. Liam Curran was one of them.
Well, there you go. No surprise. Oh, Perko with a big stake to the right hand. Let's get a quick replay on it. Bam! See the skyline. Copping that inside sausage. Took the ripple strip and some. Just deals with it though, like he's driving a Lancer Delta down some freaking dirt track in New Zealand.
Yeah. Ash Dial and Steve Wilton in a battle. I'm not sure if those positions have just changed recently, but about half a second separating those guys from 13th and 14th. So the battle's on there.
Yeah, nice stuff. Wilson actually driving a solid race here, J-Man, in race 2. And, oh yeah, well he did in race 1 as well, but it was just a little slip up on the pit entry that really killed him there. Drive-through penalty 4, and we're just talking about it.
43, that'll be track infringements, mate.
And we
right
saw
there.
it live on the camera. And it
Dial.
happened, J-Man, because we were looking over the rear wing of Dial's car. Dial, I don't know what
Look at these
distracted
boys.
him. He's just like
Right.
seen a drive-through come up for the car that's behind him, and then he throws it off the track. Come on, focus, Ash. Roll up. Come on. Anyway,
Yeah.
you got this.
Yeah, 59.8 for Fotto, plays it 59.1 last lap round for Curran, so he is still making
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's doing okay.
big roads.
J-Man.
Yeah, big roads into it. So we're watching that just ever
Very
disappearing.
carefully, yes.
Approaching the last 10 minutes, but I think it's not going to be too far away based on that. We've got 2.7 the margin. He's probably going to be there and still have.
Do you reckon Liam's going to
2
catch
laps
him?
to go. Yeah, 100%.
Ah, stop it.
Yeah, 100%.
No.
I'm a big fan of both these guys. Is that Liam just exploring the track limits again? Yes, he did.
No. Shane's driving way too clean for it. I think Liam's pushing way harder to get his times, obviously.
Yep. Well, this would be an
Oh, look at
unregistered
this.
lap again
For
for
Curran.
Liam. Yep. And McKellar also.
He's using up his credits right now, isn't he, J-Man? As we
Yeah,
wind
yeah.
down here, like you mentioned, we're 10 minutes to go, viewers. Whoa. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification so you can keep up with everything Matchfit Entertainment. And definitely hit the like button and support Matchfit and Asrnz in the process.
Help us, these two blokes, Ash Dial, Steve Wilton. Ash felt sorry for seeing the drive-through come up for Steve Wilton, so he thought he'd get a track cut as well, and they'll both go in for a stop, for a drive-through together as he just makes the pass on Farmer. These guys, look, I think they're trying to pay some bills, get some sponsorship money going on here.
Yeah, well, how is that gonna work? I don't know. So we got TRD and McLaren.
I think it's just TV time for the lads. As Damien Jones,
they're definitely getting
running an attack on Steve Melling, Davo.
So Damo, another Damo. Staying in touch with Steven.
Oh, yes, they are, Wally. They are definitely coming. I'm looking at my data at the moment. I can tell you these laps, unofficial laps this time around. Joe Grimmer, Wilton, Dial, Lee Perkins, Liam Curran, all unofficial track cuts, which doesn't actually mean that they're actually getting a penalty. It just means the time's unregistered. But I'm witnessing some of the stuff, and like Liam, where he's pushing out of Stowe, it's super tight. You get out there too far, it's so fast. You come back on, and it's already happened. As we see the two boys, the 33 and the 43, getting the heads up. 2 laps, boys. 2 laps remaining to get that done. They're still engaged in the fight. I think it's a fight to see who gets the pit lane first. Like 1.9 seconds the margin now, so it's kind of I guess it's eased a little. The pace is eased a little from Curran and Frodo's. I wouldn't say he's responded. Last lap round was a 9.5, 8.8 for Liam Curran, so still a good 6.5, 7 tenths of a second there. But maybe he's out of lives as far as the track limits. Just got to wind it back a bit. We'll get a read again. 59.2 for Shane Frodo, 59.0. So it was a 247 versus an 082, so only a couple of tenths in that one.
Yeah. Look, I again, I will reiterate. Just looking at the body language of Fondo's Lamborghini, it just does not look like he's working hard to get his lap time. Even on worn tyres, J-Man, that's all I'm saying. He looks very comfortable in that car as it starts to wind down to the end of this race. I know time is critical here as Curran gains a little bit. You can see it. You don't even have to look at the numbers. You can see it visually. But I'm backing Shane, bro. I just really am.
Okay, I think Curran's got enough in it. Ash Vertigo had a question. Had to step away for dinner. How did Farmer end up back in 13th? One could argue, Ash, that Thomas fell off the tracks once again, so he got derailed. Yeah, look, I think he wanted to go back and have a good race with Ash Dial, and he's done that for sure. But yeah, unfortunately, the forward momentum is ceased, and look, the fight is very much Damien Jones on Steve Melling, Enright on Danny Kim, also Curran chasing down Frodo. He's got it down to 1 second, Davo.
I know. I nearly want to eat my words, but
yeah, you questioning your
yeah, maybe. I got faith in Shane as we see Curran just literally sliding the Merc through the right hand, exiting onto the start pretty straight. We're looking over the rear wing of Shane Frodo's car. Man, what's he got? J-Man, 2 solid laps, maybe 3.
Yeah, they'll get a third in.
They will definitely get a third in. Oh, I can't watch.
Oh, Ash,
I need to look away. can't do it.
And where have they come out? Because I see they got blue flags. Okay,
Okay,
so that
yeah, that's McCullough.
Jakey, Jake
So
McCullough.
he's right smack bang in the middle of them.
Yep. Okay, it was a 9.6 for Fodorno with a unregistered time, so maybe a potential track cut in there versus an 8.7. Probably don't even need to quote that. We can see it now 3/4 of a second. And Curran a lot more conservative on corner exit out of Stowe there that time through. Good fight. Steve Mellon, Damien Jones, okay, Jarkus. A couple of the old stalwarts of Asrnz going at it. Good to see.
Oh,
Not
going off
left
track.
in the ball.
My God, that was huge. I can't believe he gathered that. A little bit of an awkward jump. The outside exit of the right-hander there.
Yeah, just picked up.
Put him offline, couldn't stop it, had to pinch through ears to get the thing arrested.
He did such a good job.
Man,
to gather that
again,
up.
that could have been way worse. Like, same position Reese did it in earlier, J-Man. So,
Yeah.
very easily, that could have gone way worse.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Okay, so, but, however, look,
2 laps.
there is still Shane Fodorno's car very much in touch. That Mercedes-Benz, very much in touch.
Yeah, hey, look, since the pit stops, that is the only lap that Shane Fodorno has run that has been faster than Liam Curran. It was a 2-minute .057, plays a 2-minute .265 for Liam Curran with the mistake. Where's Charlie Byrne? What do you think, Charlie? Has he got it in him? You're an avid supporter of Liam Curran. We rate them all, and it's been a hell of a fight, but the time is ticking.
Time is ticking.
He's got 1.5 laps left to do the business.
Oh no. This lap and one more. Ladies and gentlemen, pipe up in the chat box. Who's got this? Can the Goose make it happen?
Well, this lap alone, he took it from 1.2 seconds down to 0.5 already.
Can Shane double the width of that Lamborghini? Because he's gonna need to, J-Man.
Wilton now on the back of Dial as well. If you're too scared to watch the current Fodorno battle, Enright on Kim, Damien Jones on Melling, Steve Wilton on Ash Dole. That's what it's like here. You don't have to look far through the field to find so many battles going on out there. And look, these guys don't care if it's for 14th or 15th or 1st and 2nd. They got to go at it to the very end. 50 minutes of fantastic racing here. Round 3, Asrnz GT3 World Challenge. At Silverstone as Farmer just cooks it.
Final lap now.
Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is it. May pay to stick with the leaders here. Shane runs it out deep, uses up one of those track cuts. Wally called it.
It's just gonna smooth it through the lap here. Oh, Curran just so aggressive, under braking, dipping, ducking, weaving behind. Shane's got to get the exits right.
Yeah, and it'll be a fine balance between covering the inside and actually taking the fast line, because I think there's that much grip on the. As you can see him go to the high line straight away. Look at it, backs himself to go around the outside. Runs it really deep. He knows he's got a track cut in his bank. He's already down the inside here.
And Shane left the space for him.
Little bit of
gonna
contact.
get messy.
Oh, this is
Guys,
beautiful stuff. Look at the drive traction from Liam Curran's car. He has got so much grip compared to the Lamborghini right now. They run side by side.
Is he gun shy? A couple of laps ago, we saw that Mercedes go wide, and he's done it.
Is that the final blow? Is that enough for Shane Fodderlow to bring it home?
So Shane actually held his line there as we just pick up on the replay there. So the Merc just dipping in a little bit. Sharp, who is just letting go and nosing
Comes
into
out.
the door. And here it is.
Down
Wow.
onto the Wellington straight. He's only got 3 corners effectively left to run. Tips it in. I reckon he's got this done. Fantastic battle from these two. The Red
Wow.
Bull.
It does not get any better than that, J-Man. How close is that? 2 of the best, J-Man, going at it. Right down to the wire.
Awesome stuff. And hang around, folks, because we will get to chat to both these guys very, very shortly. McKellar brings it
Wow.
home in third over Damo Icarus as well. 2 solid drives there. I think without question, Jake McKellar looked like he had that third position locked down from
Oh,
lights
for sure.
out, mate.
For sure.
Lee Perkins, standout drive for him tonight. He'll be happy with that performance. P5 as he gives us a flash of the headlights, and Steve Reese races his way back to P6. Steve Melling does hold out Damien Jones for P7. That was a great battle that went the duration. Nev Shields did manage to get back around Danny Kim after that early contact that saw him go back a little bit, so he grabbed that one. And Danny Kim rounds out the
And
10.
look at this. This guy's still going at it.
Yeah, Enright and Kim still battling hard to the end. Greeny
Damaged.
and
But circulating.
well, and then Turner, Wilton, Grimmer.
So we got Ash Dial and Steve Wilton in. Oh, I don't know what's happened there, but the data's just shut down on us.
It's all
In the
good.
back, and Joe Gribber rounding out the final cars on the race. J-Man, what a cracking finish. What a spectacle for race 2, round 3 in ASRNZ 2026 GT3 World Challenge. Have we got people to talk to or what?
Yeah, welcome to the comms box. Jake McKellar, aka Snakey, with a fantastic podium there in the feature race. Mate, you got us on comms.
Yeah, mate, all good.
Mate, we haven't seen you for a minute, but it clearly shows former season champ has lost no speed at all. We just mentioned it looked to be, you were never in doubt of a podium in that one. Looks super comfy in P3. Car looks fantastic. Plenty of support there for the Racing Bulls. Liam Lawson this year, mate. You be happy with that performance?
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty good having 5 seconds ahead and 5 seconds behind, you know. So all I had to worry about was my braking points, and it was made me consistent. So yeah.
Yeah, well, look, we need to start thinking about a pit stop award during these races, because tonight, clearly, you had yourself and that team dialed in mega, because you went 26 seconds for the fuel dump. The best of the rest was 27, so you made a second on everybody in the pits ahead or behind of you, and then that one there to go 31 seconds with a tyre change as well is a second better than anything we've seen tonight as well. So super quick pit stop. If there was a pit stop award, mate, you would be taking that as well. So a podium and a pit stop award, Jay. Fantastic stuff, mate.
Yeah.
It's, you know, often said by John McDonald, it's the 1%ers, mate. You do that bloody well.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't actually practice the pit stop much today, so maybe once or twice, if any. So yeah, far out. Pretty lucky there.
Yeah, no, good work, mate. Good work. And look, it's awesome to have you back on the grid. Like I said, it's been a minute, and great to see you've lost no speed at all, Jake. Fantastic stuff, mate. Really enjoying watching you out on track, and the car does look fantastic. Any sponsors, friends and family you want to shout out to, mate?
Not that I'm aware of. None of
Okay,
my
mate.
family tend to watch, but yeah, I guess
Okay.
go Liam Lawson this weekend.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, Racing Bulls, if you've got a bit of coin you want to think, this guy's representing pretty hard. Jump on with Jake McKellar, because he's doing a fantastic job. Thank you heaps, Jake. Appreciate the chat, mates, and hopefully we get a chat to you next week.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Awesome, mate. So there you go. And yeah, Fantastic performance from Jake. Like you said, 5 seconds behind and 5 seconds in front was a pretty consistent podium there for Jake. But this guy, amongst it all bloody night and super entertaining at the back end, Mr. Liam Curran. Mr. Goose, have you got us on comms?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Mate, you had us bloody entertained, sir, to the absolute maximum. The hunt down, obviously opting for a tyre change and then chasing down Shane Fodderdo. Mate, how good? How good is that for a driver?
I mean, the chase down felt good, but man, what a bottle job. Slamming into the side of him like that. But yeah, oh well, just misjudged it. That was it.
And so stint one, if you do catch the stream watching back, we were just curious as to whether or not the car balance wasn't there on that opening set. Did you select the wrong set of tyres? You just didn't look happy with the balance of the car in the opening stint. Liam, was anything untoward going on there, or are you just out of rhythm?
Oh, absolutely, man. The race setup just felt terrible. I should have.
Yep.
I'm kind of like saying to myself, but like 20 minutes in, it's like, man, I should have just run the quali setup with high fuel at this point, because it's just the race setup felt so much more loose, and especially through that first sector, you just can't have that. The moment you get the tiniest little laps going through Cops or Maggots and Beckett's, and you're out, you're off the track.
Yep.
And I'm sure you guys probably saw it, like coming out of Maggots and Beckett's when Shane initially got past, it just got loose and ended up on the grass, and it's like it's just nothing you could do about it. Even in the first lap of my second stint, it was just still a bit rough, and nailed an absolutely massive drift out of Stowe.
Yeah. No, we picked up on it, and actually Davo picked up even when you came out on that next set of tyres, that you were actually coming down one of the straights there, and you were actually soaring on the wheel, looking, just to try and look like you were trying to feel what you had underneath you. We saw you weaving on the straight, and and we sort of thought at that point, oh, maybe he's in a little bit of trouble, but it looked like the car balance really came back. And I mean, when I say that, we looked at the way that you could attack the outside line, and you showed us how aggressive you could be with that car on the outside line at Stowe, with Fodderdo at the back end there, looking for that option to go around the left-hand side of him and give yourself the rights on the next left. And it did look like the balance came back, or maybe you just drove around that balance.
Honestly, I just kind of got used to it. I kind of knew the moment I really started making mistakes and everything. The moment Shane got past, it was like my driving has to be perfect if I'm going to get past him.
Yep.
And so kind of coming into that second half of the second stint, I really just had to focus. And like you guys say, you saw it. It's just every little mistake, you're kind of sitting there soaring at the wheel, but there's just no other way around it. Yeah. So yeah, it was. I think it was just a bit of a bad call on the setup, but nah.
Hey, look, mate. Look, we missed you. We missed you a week ago. We've obviously got you back now, and that was fantastic. And you got me thinking. Now it begs the question. You talked about, maybe should have gassed the quali car up. We saw you in the 20 sprint race do a fantastic 7.9. So one wonders, as that fuel was burning off, whether we might have seen some of those epic times in that feature as well, Liam. But nonetheless, I know you probably expected that little bit more, but you gave us the fight that we were expecting to see at some point, and it was fantastic, mate. It was brilliant to watch, and congratulations to you, because anytime you do get to have a chat and talk about it, you've obviously done something right. Anywhere on the podium's good by our standards, and one step better. And I know you used to having the last spot, mate, and I'm sure you'll go one better in the not too distant future. You'll really take it to Shano and try and fight back in this championship. It's early days, but fantastic drive, mate.
Yeah, I can't say it wasn't fun.
Shout out to your sponsors, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I know Charlie said he was watching the whole stream. Shout out to
Always.
him again, as always.
Shout out to Charlie.
Yeah,
He
shout out
is
to Charlie
an avid
and
supporter, mate.
Liam. Awesome work, bro.
Hmm
No doubt we'll
thanks,
see you
thanks
again
for the
next week.
commentary as always, boys.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. Well, it's always a pleasure, especially when we get to watch battles like that. Thank you very much, Liam Curran from P2 here tonight at Silverstone. Fantastic drive. Okay, come with the man, come with the minute. This guy, I feel like he really earned this one. He rolled the dice.
You think so?
He
I
rolled the dice, mate. He backed himself. Shano, you got us on comms.
Hey boys, how are you?
You sweating, bro?
Yeah, man. Far out. That was tough.
What's the thoughts in the last 12 minutes when you're doing mid 59s and your competition's doing mid 8s, bro? How aware are you of the numbers?
I was very aware of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I had planned to change tires, but on my sort of couple of laps before I was due to pit, I was still doing 58 6s, 58 7s, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking give this a go.
Yeah.
And then it was straight away 18 slower than that.
So it showed us that temperature cycle that the tyre gets when you come in and you opt not to change it is really critical. We heard Liam talking about it, I think, in the shakedown or maybe round one, but I think it was Valencia and talking about what it does to the tyre when you come in and you sit stationary for nearly half a minute and then you go again. You just don't get that back, that balance, Shane.
No, not at all. I thought I was not expecting to be that slow. I was like, oh, I've definitely made the wrong call here.
Yep.
Especially at how fast he was closing. But then it's kind of stabilized, or wasn't as big chunks near the end there. So I was
Yep.
like, oh, I might be able to do this.
And track limit, Shane, we saw you really throw caution to the wind in the last lap. Told us that you definitely had one up your sleeve because you really sent it on the last lap through cops. But how close were you, mate, to being a bit nervous about those track cuts?
Yeah, that last lap was my only warning. So
Okay.
I was well behaved that race.
Yep. I didn't ask the other boys how they got on, but I think that's definitely a track where it plays in. I think turn one and obviously maybe coming out of the loop as well is another option. And but you did a fantastic job. You had us super entertained. You had Wally Baker sitting there saying, "Mate, Shane's got this." You had Charlie Byrne backing Liam Curran saying, "Without doubt, Liam's going past. It's on." And Davo backed you.
hell
I
yes.
backed Liam, mate. I've got to
Yes.
be honest. At the numbers he was coming, I thought it was done for all
Yeah,
money.
just remember that, Shane. I
Yeah,
backed
yeah.
you, bro.
Shane knows I love him, mate. It's all good.
Hey,
We're all comfy here.
To be fair, I thought he was going to get me as well, especially well, a couple of laps ago. Oh, he made that mistake around wide. I was like, oh, he's giving me one more lap. And then, yeah, I had the elbows out anyway on that last lap.
Yeah, hey, look, I reckon that turning point for you in the last lap was coming out onto the Wellington straight with obviously only a few corners to go, and you had margin after that little bit of contact. And I'm proud of you, mate. You fought hard in that exchange. You looked to go around the outside of cops. He looked to put pressure on you. And the next left-hander, he looked to throw everything at you, and you held firm like Davo said you would. And then also Wally said, look, Shane will make that thing wide. Davo said he'll make that thing wide. And yeah, shout out, mate. Props to you, and you deserve the victory tonight.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, enjoyed that. That was a good one.
All right, mate.
Legend.
Shout out to your sponsors before you depart, Shane. I know the giggers will be rooting for you.
Shout out to the giggers, of course. Thanks, Wally, for backing me. Love your support.
As always.
Yeah. No, awesome stuff, Shane, mate. Thanks for the entertainment, buddy. Always a pleasure.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
See you, buddy.
So
Hey,
there
right.
you go. Oh, wow. What a crazy finish. Look, we knew Silverstone, J-Man, we knew Silverstone was going to deliver. It always does. Good field, 16 plus, 15 plus cars. But look, did you expect that finish tonight for the 50? Probably not.
No, look, to be honest, I think we, by standards here at Asrnz, we always know that mid to backpack are always going to battle it out. Like you can guarantee you're going to get a fight out of Nev Shields and anybody. That guy just steps up every week. That's just how he operates. Steve Melling, Mr. Consistent. You know that he is going to be consistent to his lap times, and if somebody's there, he's going to be in the hunt. The other one as well, I think for me, stand out tonight as well, and based on his racing calendar, Lee Perkins, I think, really stepped up in the Dado tonight.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. So good stuff. I mean, not to take away from any of the other drivers. I think they all did a fantastic job, but I think those guys, and I think the writing was on the wall at the start, qualifying, pre-practice, qualifying. I thought no one was going to lay a finger on Liam Curran, and then we looked at the dominant performance in the sprint race, and then laying down a 7.9 and race trim at the back end there. I thought it was done for all money. He was just going to clean sweep this one, but really just goes to show, they locked in a fuel load for the 50, and the attitude of the car changed for him.
Yes, and look, you did actually touch on this at the top of the broadcast as well, J-Man, about how I think Asrnz admin again have sort of nailed, this format, haven't they? For their GT3 race nights, and it showed right there, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think there's learnings for everyone, including ourselves, out of those numbers. We do think that they are particularly good, around the strategy calls and stuff. But even just then, just got me pondering. Shano, came in doing mid-8s and came out and just lost 8/10. That heat cycle on that tyre as it drops down from 27 to 30 seconds. Obviously, it's close to a minute by the time they trundle through. I think the good guys on a fuel dump and going through is 54 seconds. Yeah. And so that tyres cycled down. And like he said, he never got it back. So going forward, we're at round 3 of 12, Davo. Do the guys start thinking about that, what that looks like, the deck?
Surely they do. Surely they do. And, maybe adjust the strategy as we go. But we will soon find out, though, won't we? Next week.
Well,
where are we next week, actually? Let me
calendar up. We can go and have a look. And we will be heading to...
Imola.
We are heading to Imola.
There you go, Italy, J-Man at Imola. And look, these cars race so well at Imola. I'm such a big fan. Great to call, J-Man. Nice elevation, tricky track, some good high speed stuff. But classic Imola will be awesome, man. It has been an awesome night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all of our viewers, J-Man, as always.
Yeah, Wally's still there. We love the fact that some of them hang in there. They've got social lives like ours, mate, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we said 0 because we're always our social life is with you guys, viewers. So please hit the like button on your way out tonight. Don't forget to do that. That just makes us happy. Look, J-Man, next week, Imola here, Thursday night for Asrnz. Plenty going on. Again, next week, obviously, LMU on a Monday night for Rain Light Racing on a Matchfit Entertainment. Tuesday night, Supercars NZ Grand Final for the Summer Series. That is one to tune into. I tell you, that is going to be a cracking night right there. Wednesday night, again for Asrnz with their Porsche Super Cup Series in iRacing as well. And then, of course, Imola, like we just mentioned, back here for Asrnz in the ACC platform. J-Man, I'm out of breath.
Good stuff. Thanks, Davo, heaps. And I guess next time I sit next to you, Monday night, we will be, I believe, at Sebring. So
Sebring.
That'll be our next call. And
LMU's at Sebring actually goes okay. We've called a few races there, so looking forward to that. As you should too, viewers. Look forward to that. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit the notifications. We will see you next week. It's the weekend, J-Man. I'm out of here. Bye for now.